Today, I'm going to talk to you about what to do when things feel really complicated. I'm Missy Hughes, and I'm a productivity coach. I help you follow through. If you feel like pursuing a goal gets too complicated to even begin, go to the comments of this video and use the link to sign up for a free consultation where you and I will meet on Zoom and we'll go over the things that feel complicated for you and we'll simplify them and create a plan for you to follow through with your goals. So, when things get complicated, you stop moving forward. You think, I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do it. It all feels very overwhelming and confusing. You don't make decisions and you don't get started. I'm going to teach you why that happens and how you can simplify. So, if you have a goal you want to pursue, and let's just say you want to get better sleep. You're not loving the way you're sleeping. You feel tired. You feel exhausted. Your body's in pain, and you want to increase your sleep. So you've read tips on sleep. You know that you can set times for going to bed and for getting up and make that consistent. You can create a routine where you dim the lights, you turn off the screens, and you lower the temperature. And intellectually, all of this makes sense, right? You're like, oh, those are actions I can take. But then what happens is you're like, why? Then your brain starts telling you a thousand things, and you're like, I don't understand what's holding me back. This seems like a simple thing. I'm purposefully going with like sleep is a big issue. It's really important. Yet it seems like a simple when you look at the actions, they seem simple. So what is it that's getting in the way? You can't always see clearly what's holding you back. When you think about implementing a new routine, it feels frustrating and confusing and overwhelming as you're like, this isn't a big deal. Why is it such a big deal? Tell me in the comments of the video of this video, what is the goal that you're working on? What is the thing that's feeling complicated for you? So right now, let's start with where you are before we get to where you're going to go. So right now, the habits you've practiced have gotten you where you are right now. They've gotten you the results that you currently have in your life. Your survival brain loves habits. It loves routines. It likes knowing the likelihood of your survival. What you've done so far has kept you alive. Keep doing it. If you've done it before, your brain's happy. Now, the problem with that is you want different results. You don't want what you have right now. You want something different. And you qualify that as probably better, right? If I get better sleep, then I'll have better energy. Um, that seems great. If I have better energy, maybe my thinking will be more clear. I'll have less pain in my body. Those all seem like great outcomes. So, what's the problem, right? They're really beneficial to your life, but your survival brain hates them. They require change. Deciding on a time and a time to get up, figuring out a temperature that works for everyone in your house, turning off screens and dimming lights require you to try new habits in order to create new outcomes. Enter the confusion. Change increases threat. Now, it doesn't matter whether threat is real or perceived. A real threat is if I don't sleep well, then I have to operate heavy machinery like a car, it could be dangerous. A perceived threat would be everybody is going to think I'm a jerk if I get up at a specified time and leave where they're all watching TV and connecting to each other. If they feel like I'm a jerk, then maybe they'll be angry with me. If they're angry with me, then they will somehow I get rejected, right? That will feel terrible. Let me know who doesn't like upsetting other people. The body feels those threats, whether it's the operating heavy machinery, which could actually lead to really serious consequences, or the opinions people have about us, which those consequences, I mean, we don't actually know what the other people will think when we do certain things, right? The body feels these in the same way though. It doesn't want it. It's not having it. So the brain helps you by complicating things. Lots of questions of what if come up with the hopeful outcome of reducing the threat. The worst case scenario presents itself in 1,000 different ways, hopefully to prepare you. But what happens is it doesn't actually prepare you. It just gets you spinning in this worst case scenario. You think, oh my gosh, I leave the TV and then I'm not bonding with my partner anymore. And then, if we don't have that time together, then all of a sudden we're disconnected and we're already struggling in this way. So I don't want to lose what the little we're hanging on to. You go into like worse and worse and worse and worse, right? Not better, not, oh, if I have better sleep, that could be great for us. Then I'd probably be in a lighter mood. I'd probably be able to think more clearly. I'd probably be able to handle situations as they come up a little bit better. Your brain doesn't go there. It goes to all the horrible things that will happen. So you're already experiencing poor sleep without digging into all these terrible scenarios. You don't think that this is a little thing. You think this is a big thing because you're already suffering. So the possibility of it becoming worse seems horrible. So how do you get to the root of it? How do you clear this clutter and move forward? In order to get to the root of what's holding you back, ask yourself, what is the risk I am facing? What is this worst case scenario that I'm dreading? Get very clear on what that looks like. Most of our dangers these days are not physical. They're mostly about how we fit into society. So you're probably going to fall into one of these couple of fears. What if I do it wrong? That can lead you to perfectionism. I've got to do it perfectly. I have to wait till I get it right. And so then you keep learning. You're in the active phase of learning, but you're not actually changing anything, or you're revising instead of starting. The second fear, and these are very broad, but what if people judge me and then reject me? So that's going to lead you to avoiding and procrastinating. So you just kind of go away from the whole idea of it all. When your thoughts take you to either of these places, you feel threatened, you feel unsafe. When your body perceives lack of safety, you freeze, you're stuck. You make things complicated to keep you stuck and keep you safe. So number one, you want to identify the fear. Am I fearing doing it wrong? Am I fearing the judgment? What is it that I'm afraid of? Then you can validate that fear. So next you're going to say, well, that makes sense. I'm apprehensive about making a change. I already sleep lousy. So now I don't want to sleep lousy and have people mad at me. That doesn't sound great. It makes sense that I'm making this complicated. It makes sense that I'm worried about this. Notice right here, you don't have to solve any problems. You're not actually taking action to make it better. It's like there's a monster in the closet. You're just opening the closet door and having a look at the monster. You're initiating a conversation with the monster. What's my worst case scenario? Let me open that door and take a look at it. Now, the next step, though, is to identify the first step you can take. Start small and get detailed. So in the case of the sleep routine, start with the part that feels least threatening. Can I set the thermometer to drop to whatever temperature at whatever time in the day? This is a yes or no question. Simple. Can I set a thermometer? Yes or no? Maybe you don't have a thermometer that you can set the schedule. In that case, can you set an alarm on your phone to do it manually? Yes or no question. Maybe you don't have central air. Can you turn on a fan? Maybe you don't have a fan. Can you beg, borrow, or buy one? Right? It's these obstacles are going to keep coming up to your brain, and you just keep keep simplifying them, keep answering them as they come up. You don't have to, when it starts to feel complicated, you just, can I do this action? Yes or no? What is the action that I can take? So when things get complicated, what you want to do is first say, hold on, what am I afraid of? What's the worst case scenario? Then you want to make that make sense. Okay, it makes sense that I'm afraid of it getting worse because I'm already not happy with where I am. Got it. You just open that door, look at the monster. And then you start small and get detailed. And that's going to help you move through to start taking action. So when things get complicated, I can coach you through that confusion. If any of this sounds like you, I want you to like the video and go to the calendar link and sign up for free time with me to have a consultation and see where you're complicating things and how we can simplify and get you moving forward. I look forward to connecting with you.